Hi everyone, it's me, Thomas Lockwood, looking into 4 coloured cards for video number 10. Now, I have to say 4 coloured cards because we haven't actually had any legendary creatures, and there is actually only one for each of the 4 colours we could have. Missing out one missing white, one missing blue, one missing green, one missing red, and one missing black. We'll be looking at the Nephilims, that's the creature type that has this. We'll be looking into them and seeing if they are strong or weak, because some people might even allow you to use them as commanders. That's the first part of this video anyway. If you find the right people, then you're good. If you don't, then I'm sorry, people are just going to be bitching about you. Second thing, I'll be looking into some EDH commanders people have made. Now, I gave them 4 weeks to make a 4-coloured commander. How many did I receive? 3. So I didn't think that was a lot, and I didn't really want to just do 3. So I'm adding my own ones in as a part 3 in this, which I only made 4 out of 5, because one was already made beforehand, and I was only going to do them as default. But because we only had 3 entries, I'm going to show you my ones anyway. So I hope we enjoy. So let's start this off by kicking it into gear with the original Nephilims. The ones that pretty much ain't legendary, but people say they should be. It's your choice to say yes or no to them. I always allow them, personally. So this is what my opinions are. Let's remove blue first from the equation. Blood Nephilim. Now, let's think. What does blue not do? I know, have big creatures and makes a lot of tokens. Yeah, that's it. So what do we do for the Nephilim? I know. We'll make it one of the strongest Nephilims in the cycle. And, oh, let's not forget, we can also make them make counters for equal land we control when it deals combat damage to a player. This seems absolutely fair. And actually, I'm being truthful there. It's a 4-mana 3/3. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you gain sapling, colorless sand tokens equal to number of lands you control. So, and there's a lot of enter battlefield triggers in red, green, blue, and white. No, red, green, black, and white. So, I don't actually see a problem with that. Let's add blue back into this equation and remove the white from it. That will give us Glintide Nephilim. Glintide Nephilim is one of them ones where I do actually get seen played because someone uses it. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw that many cards. As a 2/2, when it hits a player, it's going to draw you 2 cards. Very nice. 1 mana discard a card, and he gains a pump of +1/+1 until the end turn. That means you get every land you have would be a cycle. And it's just hilarious. Especially when there's cards that says whenever you draw a card, give a creature pump. There is 1 or 2 out there like that. And they're in artifact form, so this would be very strong. It is in the middle of the cycle being a 2/2, obviously. And it is one of the few 2 seen, but there's nothing else more to say about this one. Taking out the black and returning the white, we get Ink Trender Nephilim. Now, it's a 3/3 for 4 mana, which means it's the highest in its cycle, joint first with the first one we had, and it's the other one that I get seen as a commander that people allow. Whenever a player targets only Ink Trender Nephilim with an instant or sorcery spell, then it copies for each other creature. So that is legal as a target. So any other target is counted. So just wanted to point that out. Anyway, this is something that I don't think should be in these colours. Of course, people might be screaming at their screen saying, Thomas, these all do copy. Yes, I will put that out. Wizards are correct. They do not copy in black as much as these 4 colours. However, I am going to question why is green in this colour cost, right? Because Blue copies a lot. White copies sometimes. Blue copies a lot. Green copies creatures, if anything, or is ciphered onto a blue card. Not ciphered, joined with a blue card, or is blue. Like the new lord we had from a commander's set. I can't remember his name, and I don't really give two cares. I think it's something about two reflections, copies creatures, and blah de blah blah de blah. But yeah, it's one of my favourite Nephilims, and it is one I get to see. Cutting out the red now and putting back in the black is my favourite Nephilim. And I'm not kidding. Witchmail Nephilim is my favourite. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Now, this might have been bad in the time, but it's got Dimir in its colours. Meaning, Dimir allows you to get cipher effects. So all them cipher effects will trigger this. So I like it for that reason. But it gets better. Whenever it attacks, it gains trample until the end turn if its power is 10 or greater. Meaning you only have to cast 5 spells and then it becomes greater than 10 and it will be trampling. I love that idea. And Gagari is in this colour section. So what's in Gagari? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the word scavenge. Simic. What's in Simic? Evolve. The only ones that doesn't really work well with this card is white. But white is like the second pump of green. It is very strong for its color combination. Long last, we're removing the green and adding the red back in. This gives us Yui Tilter Nephilim. Now, I would like to say about this. Anyone knows Kali of the Vast? You know it hit first because I hate it. We'll say hello to the old Kali of the Vast. Void Titan Nephilim is pretty much a stranger form of Kali of the Vast in the sense that it's got the same colours as Valia. Instead of the colourless mana, it has blue. And whenever this creature attacks, you return, not put, a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attack him. And Thalia is something different. However, this is on a 2/2 body like Thalia, and Thalia is the only one with it has evasion. But I like this dude. He reanimates, which, other than a little bit reddish, it's not really reddish. But the others, Esper, is really red. Seriously. Now I'll be looking into the 4 coloured commanders people have made for a competition I did on DeviantArt. Now, this was a bit upsetting, as only 3 people entered. But just some news, I'm not the only person judging them. I have got pieces of paper in front of me that states other people's opinions. So let's get Sergei the Better Wise. It's green, blue, white, and black. 1/1 human warrior legendary creature, obviously, because everything has to be legendary. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. Then you draw cards, gain life, and target creature gains -X/-X until the end turn, equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Okay, on here it says he's never gonna hit. Is he? Seems okay. High converted mana cost makes it hard to get through, but if you can hit, some power is achieved. And I agree. If he gets through, big if, he's strong. I also say he might be needed to be a 2/2 because he's so weak. But at the same time, if he's a 2/2, I think he's too strong. So it's the flip of the coin, personally. Next one, it's Sagerus. I can't say that properly, I'm sorry. If I have, then actually I'm very smart. For 6 mana, white, blue, black and red, and 2 colourless. He's an artifact creature, legendary artifact creature, angel, with 6/7 as its power and toughness, flying. That's nice. 4 mana, discard an artifact card. It's not part of the cost, so you don't have to discard. Oh well, I guess if you can't discard, the effect just fizzles. But 4 mana, discard a card, discard an artifact card, and then this creature deals damage to target creature equal to that creature's that card's converted mana cost. So yeah, apparently and he has a third ability. When he attacks, not deals combat damage, but attacks, you may return an artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Not too bad, I thought. I got opinion here. Good control card. Final ability may be broken depending on the environment. I'm assuming it depends if Midas Lattice or something that can put stuff in the graveyard, being artifact form, might be good. And I almost agree. I agree that it might need to cost 1 extra mana, which is not on here, but I do think it would, because of its high mana curve for its 6/7, and then I think it'd be all okay. The abilities work nice together, and I think that's what we're trying to get to the point here. But I still like it. If you're not over 18, please may you skip this one, as it might not be appropriate. Let your mum and dad see it first if you really are too scared of it. But that is the first thing. Second thing, this is a special one to a certain degree, because this one is called Tazia Chained, and she is a transforming one. Dun dun dun. One of the few creatures in the whole entire world that doesn't transform with a werewolf in its type. It is 4 mana, the blue, black, red, and green defender, 3/3. So she's actually not too bad. Whenever you cast a blue spell, a black spell, a red spell, or a green spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on her. Very nice. Remove 20 +1/+1 counters from her. You transform her. I'm not gonna say the transformation yet because I'm gonna go through her in a thing. Her third ability is too hard to activate, and I absolutely agree. It needs to be 15 or 10, but that's my personal opinion. Some people might say 20 is actually good enough. Having defender is a real downside, but that's about it. So shall we go to the demon? Of course we shall. Tensia Unleashed! Yes, they have to put Unleash after the word chained. Ooh. 7/4 with no converted mana cost, because obviously she's a flipping flipping legendary creature. One of the few commanders that could easily be blown up by a 0 mana ratchet bomb. Ding 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 ding! It's flying, first strike, hexproof, and trample. The best things you can get in the colours it was, other than first strike, would be double strike. But double strike is more white than red, so you're flipping the coin there. Whenever it attacks, you destroy all other non-land permanents, meaning you have got an instant wrath every turn. Oh my god, I'm in heaven. One catch. At the beginning of your upkeep, you must sacrifice a creature other than herself. If you don't, or you can't, if you can't, then you take 10. This is very smart, because the only way to get around this is in white, or in colourless, because you can skip your upkeep, but you've got that situation, do you really care? And also, because when you attack, she's going to blow up any creature you have, so you're going to be taking 10, unless you cast them after your main phase too. So, you interact like that, which is quite nice, I guess. Now it's my card's turn, after you skipped all the others, or have done all the others. Now, I'm doing something a little bit smarter here. I'm going to put the easiest ones to understand first, and then work into the harder ones later on, to make it fair. First one, I've named Insane Out of Time. He is a zombie mutant, 3/1, with converted mana cost 1, blue, black, red, green. He's a 3/1, like I said, zombie mutant, with double strike. Whenever another player discards a card, you draw a card. Just note, this isn't a May. When Insane deals combat damage, and it's any combat damage to a player, planeswalker, or creature. Each player discards a card. This counts you, but you're going to be drawing a card from the other player that you're playing against. So, and the final ability is just green, regenerate him. Now I do actually have some real bad things on this thing. Firstly, they say double strike may be too good. Now I do agree with that. He might need one extra toughness. I agree on that if I didn't have double strike on him. They say to remove the regenerate, but he's a zombie mutant. I really wanted the regenerate, and I think that's the reason why I've given him one toughness and double strike, because of the green regenerate. And it's a good card engine, card advantage engine, which is what I wanted in a blue, black, green, red card, because that is the main card advantage section. Grixis and Jund. But yeah, other than that, I like my own dude, and I can't really say much more about my own. Next one I'll be looking at is Earlier Rage of Self. Now, her first and second ability I'll be explaining in one go, even though they are separate, which they should be. Any combat damage is pretty much inverted in the sense that she can only deal combat damage to herself, and any creature that deals combat damage to her is actually going to be dealing it to themselves, reverting the case of battling. So yeah, we're getting in a little bit of confusion ones now. And she prevents all, well, not prevents, all combat damage, non-combat damage done to her becomes 0. This isn't preventing, this is converting the number that she is dealt to 0. I've confirmed this does override, like, can't be prevented. All three of them do override that. So I think she's not too bad of a card, and the only thing on this, it says I like the abilities. I think it's just purely because she is a very good card by herself. Yeah, I don't have anything else on the paper. Next one I'll be looking at is Sakura, Search of Thief. Now, she is a fairy pirate with converted mana cost of colours white, blue, black, red for 2/2 flying. That's very good, I thought. Not too bad, not too broken. We'll read on afterwards. Whenever she deals damage to a player or planeswalker, you search an opponent's library for a card and exile it face up. You shuffle that player's library, not that opponent. This is a bit of a really mortality. It's saying, you know, them cards that says whenever you shuffle a library, you're not, I am, so that effect won't trigger. Red, shuffle a card exiled with her to the owner's library. She deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to each other creature. So red could be easily Wrath the board if you exile the right card. When she leaves the battlefield, cast each card exiled by her without paying their mana cost. Now, this is where it starts obscene when I read the paperwork that we have about this. First and second ability are very strong, but the third ability is hideously broken. Far too easily to trick her into play and get something broken. What I'm thinking it is flicker is supposed to be, not tricker. I see their reasoning. Flicker has now become a humongous thing in this business because of name it for me, Avacyn Restored, but it's the sense that there is actually still not a lot of flickering effects. So my personal opinion is it is very broken, but the problem is I really wanted to word her second ability to be look that player's library, but I couldn't work it out with the Planeswalker bit, so I left it. But yeah, I think it is a bit insane, but I really didn't know how to calm it down. The last one is Tice, Guard of Jail. Now, it is a Hydra Advisor, which one of my mates' opinions here, it says good card, but it needs +1/+1 counters on it, or some form of counters, because it's a Hydra. But I didn't. There. Spells or abilities your opponents control can't target other creatures you control or you. This could easily have been worded you and permanents you control, other creatures you control have hexproof, but I thought it'd be worded this way for no reason. I just thought it'd be nice, better worded. If two more of your permanents you control would leave the battlefield at the same time, you may exile this card. If you do, those permanents are returned to the battlefield with no damage on them instead of leaving the battlefield. Return this card to the battlefield at the end step if it was exiled this way. Meaning, it is, you're going to wrap the board. Alright, I'm going to save my creatures. Rubbish. Crap, I mean. In the sense that, oh god, I've just failed. I couldn't wrap the board because his Hydra's on the field, and now it's going to come back, and then we're going to have more board problems, and blah, 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 blah. How do we do with a Hydra? Let's burn it. Oh, okay, you killed it. God damn that spot removal. Wait a second, did I force it? Yes, I forced it on him. But another thing I have on here is it seems okay, power level, good anti-field wipe tech, not too broken. And I feel privileged over that because I know that's my judge's handwriting. So, I didn't make a broken card. Out of the 4, 1 wasn't broken! Ding, 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 ding. Actually, no, technically the second one wasn't broken as well. So, ding, 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 ding. 2 out of 4 not broken. Oh, yeah, Yeah, I get moaned because I do like broken cards. But if I don't, I don't. Thanks for everyone for listening. I need your guys' opinions. Please put it in the comments below saying about, oh, this is broken, this is strong, this is too weak, blah, blah, blah. And I'll put them all onto the DeviantArt section. Another thing, I'll put all the DeviantArt things that I have said about, the links and everything on DeviantArt on the description below. And third and final thing, next week we'll be looking into uncards that I would allow in actual EDH. They're not broken, but they're not stupid or, confusing. So, until next week, guys. See ya!